came in to the political arena running for Congress as my first race, not as a lifelong candidate or lifelong politician. In fact, 20 years in the Army and then several years in business, I just wanted to do exactly what you just said, Graham, which is go in and solve a problem, which is to get folks to work together. But I got to tell you, I got torched from the beginning to the end. I was someone who was a former Ronald Reagan Republican, independent most of the time that I was in the Army for a tradition of not being seen as playing politics, and then running as a Democrat in the state of Texas in a district that was heavily gerrymandered because of the way the state legislature gerrymandered some districts. So I had an uphill battle from day one. And what was really cool about it was all along that time, I was talking about the things that we have in common exceed the things that separate us. And it was received well in most places. But what I realized, and which is the nexus for my new nonprofit, on the last Sunday going into the election, so this was a year ago this last weekend, I was in Thousand Oaks knocking on a door, and a gentleman kind of came up to the door, in a screen door. It was a beautiful day. And suddenly he looks at me and he goes, "You're the guy. You're the candidate. You were just on my TV 5 minutes ago." I'm like, "Well, good thing that the TV commercial money matters." So he's like, "Man, you were an Army vet in combat, and you built a company, and you're working with vets. Like, you are exactly the kind of person we need in Washington, D.C." And I was like, "Well, thank you very much, because I don't get that much when I'm out knocking doors." And I said, "Well, we're short on time. Can I just go to the next door and mark you down, and I appreciate your support?" And he goes, "Oh, hell no, I'm not voting for you. You're a Democrat." I'm like, "Well, wait, we just had this wonderful conversation. What changed?" He goes, "Oh, nothing changed. You're just a Democrat. I can't support you because when you go to Washington, all you're going to do is do what they tell you to do," they being the Democrats. And that's when I realized that come win or lose that next Tuesday night, I had to do something to reduce this hyper-partisanship, because it's getting in the way of talking about real kitchen table issues, education, workforce readiness, and other opportunities. So I'll talk more about it later on, but that's really kind of the nexus. I was Pollyanna enough to believe that people would focus on the people side of it and not that D or R behind their name, but I was given a wake-up call quite quickly.